Coming up on this episode of Made Confabulates, I don't know what the hell is going on. Maybe my SBMM is actually working in Outriders, and this is the quality of player that they are matching me with because they think I am a trash can. I never play with randoms. I enjoy playing with myself. I play with myself every morning with my espresso. How is that fun? What are you doing? Wow. But Made, bro, 4 headbands and a permanent cloth on your dome, 400 million damage. Just an incoherent string of numbers I won't even try to read. 50 million. You know, like you would a dog, right? You gotta assert your dominance. So I just sat there waiting at the door and he started shooting. I just watched. I felt almost like a bully. Don't be a fucking piece of shit and kick them right before the loot falls out of the box. Click a like, click a comment, click a sub. Trigger warning. The following opinion may insult and cause you hurt feelings, but that is not my intention. My intention is to make you laugh, potentially have a giggle on me for free. In this video, I wanted to discuss if modding and people being carried aggressively all the time 24/7 has made a seriously negative impact in the Outriders community. This all started because I wanted to grind my Devastator, having a lot of fun with that character, and receive some heat for my portraying the Devastator in a negative light. Interestingly enough, my next video I want to do is the Devastator the best character in the game? Because holy shit, he's actually really strong. I have been grinding him. I need to get my Seismic Commander hat just like every other Devastator player ever to make the build sing. A lot of fun, really beating some ass, well into 100 expeditions plus. Have not gotten the Seismic Commander hat. That's okay, still having fun playing him and grinding. So I wanted to change it up. I never play with randoms. I just always keep to myself. I enjoy playing with myself. I play with myself every morning with my espresso and usually in the evenings after I finish my work and homework. But today, having no luck, I said, F it, let's play some open lobby games, get some randoms in here, maybe change up our luck. And boy, oh boy, did I learn something this morning. I have to say I am usually a firm advocate of hating SBMM. Skill-based matchmaking in games like Call of Duty, Apex, all of those games are very frustrating when every time you improve as a player, you're simply placed into a higher skilled bracket, having to sweat harder and harder and harder until it gets to the point where you need 16 wristbands, 4 headbands, and a permanent cloth on your dome because sweat is ruining either your keyboard or your controller. So that's my opinions on SBMM. I hate SBMM. It's not fun. Let me punish some noobs occasionally. Not every game. I'm down to sweat, but not every game is a total sweat fiasco. And this would be the first game that I wish SBMM would come into. I don't know what the hell is going on. Maybe my SBMM is actually working in Outriders, and this is the quality of player that they are matching me with because they think I am a trash can. I am not the best player in the world with anything. Definitely not with Outriders, not with COD, not with games that I'm good at. Even World of Tanks, really good at that game. Definitely not the best. But what is going on here? These people I was being matched with are absolutely horrible. And please, there's no way I'm trying to name and shame. I'm making sure I try to hide the names as much as possible. I'm not singling anybody out. I don't want to make anyone feel bad. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being bad at this game. Totally fine. It's very hard. I understand all of that, but bro, if you don't know what you're doing, it may be wise to not play T15s and expect to get carried when you join somebody's lobby every single time. What is the deal? You come into the lobby just knowing ahead of time that you're going to be trash and do absolutely nothing. Like, how is that fun? What are you doing? You're just banking on somebody carrying you. It's just so confusing to. If you're not that good, that's fine, but maybe stick with lower tiers until you can either rework your character, maybe get lucky and find some gear that you need, or I don't know, get golds every single time on lower tiers and get a better chance of legendaries instead of trying to go do challenge tier 15 and dying every 3 seconds and guaranteeing that you're not going to contribute anything positive to the lobby whatsoever. Wow. I'm not even asking that people are trying to do more damage than me, people trying to do as much damage as me, people trying to do half as much damage as me, but when you're doing literally 1/4 or less as the amount of damage as my worst character, my Devastator is absolutely the worst character I have. Not because he's bad, make sure you understand that. I don't think the Devastator is bad anymore. It's just my better characters are the Technomancer and the Pyromancer. Those guys are fully pimped out, fully kitted, tons of time spent into them. I should not be expected to to do 400 million damage in order to carry my 2 randoms to victory. And what's even more frustrating is the fact that these people, they have to know. They have to know. They have to know that they're banking on somebody carrying them. You might be thinking, but Maid Bro, what if one of those characters is running a debuff setup which will make your damage go up exponentially high because they're running 16 mods which cause your damage to go up for every single ability and talent you have? Well, I factor that in, and I pay attention to the damage of all my abilities, particularly Moaning Winds. I know the range that I'm going to get if I do my combinations right, and these values have not been artificially inflated by any of the characters I have played with, and I'm not sure why, but my theory is that this is happening because people are just getting run through to challenge tier 15, whether by modded lobbies or asking for help, which again, I have no problem with that. Get up to challenge tier 15, get that level 50 gear. That's great. But instead of having no idea how your character works, going to a challenge tier 15 with a bunch of randoms and doing absolutely nothing besides going down and calling for medic, help, every 5 seconds, maybe you go up there, you get carried, fine, get your nice level 50 gear, and start grinding some lower tiers that you're actually capable of doing yourself. What the hell? There's no shame in running a challenge tier 12 or 13. There's nothing wrong with that. You have a better chance of getting Legomandarii, Manparii if you are getting golds instead of going to a 15 where you have no idea what you're doing and expecting to get carried and then having silvers, bronze, or even zeros. With all of that said, you need to know there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting carried. If somebody offers to mod your whatever and they blow through the thing and just shoot everything with their 1-inch punch and whatever guns that are modded to 50 million firepower, that's fine. That's great. My point is, at some point along the road, you should probably understand what you're doing. Even just the very basic fundamentals would make a humongous difference in your playstyle. You don't even need to go to YouTube and check videos on builds. Just check the wiki to see what is going on with your mods, and maybe you can start to put thoughts together in your head about how you can utilize different mods to make your character stronger with combinations of cool mods and setups. It's just hilarious, bro. It's just absolutely hilarious. My favorite part of my playthrough this morning was before I found this Pyromancer who was pretty good and keeping up with me. Shout out to this name who's just an incoherent string of numbers I won't even try to read. This guy was keeping up, doing good damage. Very nice, fun playing with him. We didn't talk at all. I was just bumping some deep outs in my headphones and grinding it out. Before that, this technomancer who was just completely and absolutely worthless. We got to a door that needed to be opened. I had killed basically everything up until this point, and there was one straggler left, and I was just gonna sit at this door. This is an alpha power move, dude. Like, you gotta treat it like, you know, like you would a dog, right? You gotta assert your dominance. So I just sat there waiting at the door for him to realize there was an enemy left, and he ran all the way back and he started shooting. And I just watched, and I felt almost like a bully, but really at the end of the day, I carried him to a silver. Yeah, silver. It's pretty hard to do gold when the other guy's actively slowing you down. Carried him to a silver on a challenge tier 15, let him get his loots, and then kicked him out. I would never be that asshole to kick somebody at the end of an expedition right before the loots comes out, because if you do that, you are the biggest piece of shit in humanity. I don't care how slow somebody is. If they are holding you back, kick them out early so they know what's happening, or let them get their loots. Don't be a fucking piece of shit and kick them right before the loot falls out of the box. That is the worst thing you can do. If you do that, you are the scum of the earth, and you should never be allowed to play games ever, because you solely exist to make people's experiences worse, and you should be ashamed of yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do the standard YouTube stuff. Click a like, click a comment, click a sub. Until next time, we out.